Are you ready for the truth?
Bring it on!
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Do you want the whole truth?
I don't think you're ready.
Governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people.
It's Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth. Here comes the truth.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. We're glad you're here, right here on the AFR Talk Network. I'm Crane Durham. It's Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth. And let's just jump right in. We are under a terror threat. And just how far does that go, other than the embassies that we've closed, and now all week? And that would be in Muslim countries across the Mideast. Travel advisory for Americans worldwide. What does that all mean? Has there been a greater degree of intelligence? Or has the administration actually learned from Benghazi, as Lindsey Graham would put it? I'm going to immediately throw an audible. Pardon me. I want to go to cut number 8. And this was interesting, an interesting response from Lindsey Graham. Here is the senator from the great state of South Carolina on, well, the terror threat and learning from Benghazi. Roll it.
Well, I had a briefing with the vice president. It is scary. Al-Qaeda's on the rise in this part of the world, and the NSA program is proving its worth yet again. But we need to reevaluate where we're at in light of these threats. Sequestration has to be fixed. If this happens a year from now, our intelligence community and military will be less capable. AFRICOM needs to be beefed up. That's where the war is going. We're about to withdraw from Afghanistan. I don't want Afghanistan to become Iraq, where we withdraw all of our troops and terrorism comes back. You know, Western Afghanistan is a safe haven for Al-Qaeda. So I appreciate what the administration is doing. They're taking the right approach to this. Benghazi was a complete failure. The threats were real there. The reporting was real. And we basically dropped the ball. We've learned from Benghazi, thank God, and the administration's doing this right.
The administration's doing this right. Well, there are still questions that need to be answered when it comes to Benghazi, and for that matter, Al-Qaeda. We're going to be talking on the flip side of the first break with Arnold Ehrlart. He is a former New York Post op-ed columnist and is currently writing for Front Page Mag and the Jewish News World Review, as well as the Canadian Free Press. He'll be with us on the flip side. He has an outstanding article about what we are learning took place not only during the attack, but before and after the attack. And it includes a gun-running operation that Hillary Clinton was asked about. We will talk to Mr. Ehrlart on the flip side. What about the issue of Snowden and the NSA program? A wonderful debate that we took place right here on Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth just this past Friday. Seton Motley, Ryan Morrow, back and forth. NSA program, should we continue it? But there is also the question of Thomas Snowden, the man who released this information and is currently seeking asylum and has asylum, it seems, for the near future, certainly in Russia. So the man who was at the forefront of the bill going after the NSA program, tamping down on it to say the least, Jason Amash, Representative Amash, was on Fox News Sunday, and he was asked about Mr. Snowden, if he were a traitor or a whistleblower. Roll it.
We don't know all the facts about what he's doing overseas and what kind of information he's given up, but I certainly think that without his doing what he did, members of Congress would not have really known about it. There's allegations that this information was given to Congress. Of course, Congress passed the Patriot Act. They passed the FISA Amendments Act. But members of Congress were not really aware on the whole about what these programs were being used for, the extent to which they were being used. Members of the Intelligence Committee were told, but members who are rank and file members really didn't have the information.
Specifically, do you consider him a whistleblower? Chris Wallace asked. Roll it.
Yes.
Because?
Well, he can.
I mean, he had signed an oath. He had said he wasn't going to give up these secrets, and he gave up the secrets.
Yeah. As I said, he may be doing things overseas that we would find problematic, that we would find dangerous. We'll find those facts out over time. But as far as Congress is concerned, sure, he's a whistleblower. He told us what we needed to know.
With that in mind, before he was interviewed, Michael Hayden, the man who used to run the NSA and CIA, General Hayden had this to say about Snowden and the NSA program. Roll it.
Well, first of all, Chris, put me in the 45% in that poll who does not believe he's a whistleblower at all. Look, a whistleblower is someone who raises concerns within our government in order to affect change. There is no evidence whatsoever that this young man warned anyone. Went to his supervisor's boss, even went to the congressman. No evidence of that whatsoever. What he did was go to Glenn Greenwald and some other news outlets and publish information that he may, in his own conscience, believe we need to be concerned about. But what he did was not tell the appropriate authorities. He told the world, including our enemies, and he's made it more difficult for our security services to keep America safe.
A Gwinnett poll had 55% of Americans believing that Snowden was a whistleblower, 45% not. I'm in that 45%, but at the top of next hour, we're going to be joined by David Garnstein-Ross, and as noted, we will bring you up to speed not only on the terror threat, but the question on Snowden and the NSA program. So what does that leave us? Well, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be focusing in on something that has made everything a scandal, even the NSA programs. It is the lack of trust in our government. And that was highlighted today by Mark Thiessen of the American Enterprise Institute. Now, Mark Thiessen is a New York Times best-selling author and former Bush administration official who wrote in detail about our enhanced interrogation techniques. What he suggests is the trust deficit has yielded everything to be a scandal. And the difference between the NSA and the IRS, as well as Benghazi. When we review the information about how this administration has gone about enacting policy and what it's said and what it's done, there's a reason for the trust deficit. We also have more information when it comes to the IRS scandal. Just on Friday, Chairman of the Oversight Committee, Darrell Issa, subpoenaed the Treasury Secretary, Jack Lew, who in essence could not answer why he was not asking the questions to IRS Chief Counsel, White House appointed, yes, it is an appointed position, William Wilkins, about a meeting and a subsequent meeting, as well as a change in policy in 2010, April of. So we'll take a good look at that. Keith Ellison, Minnesota congressman, saying, hey, we need a transaction tax. The fact is, government's not out of money. We just have to go where the money is. We'll get your thoughts on that. But first, Benghazi, Al-Qaeda, and the truth. Arnold Allard will be with us. He wrote Benghazi and the Al-Qaeda Resurgence. He's next with answers. Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth proudly on AFR Talk.